Okay, so good morning, everybody. Today we're going to go over fair exhibit entries and how to enter your exhibits into the fair. So to start off, you'll go to fairexpo.com. And before you do that, you should be registered on 4-H Online. If you have any issues with registering on 4-H Online, please just let me know and we can get Barbie to help you enroll yourself on 4-H Online. Okay, so you're going to go to fairexpo.com and then you'll go to participate and then you'll go to exhibits. So you're going to click on exhibits. Once you get to this page here, you're going to go to exhibits. And this is how you enroll in Division 42, which is 4-H. Okay, so go to learn more and then you'll scroll down. It has the entry deadline, which is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. So you can view this training and then you can register your forms by January 23rd, 2024. This year, they will not be accepting any late entries. So if you do not enter by January 23rd, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate in the fair. If you are going to be filling out the group forms, there are no handwritten forms that will be accepted. So they need to be typed up and then sent over to the exhibits hall at the fair. If you are participating in any of these other divisions, this is their deadlines as well. And then all other student exhibit divisions, which include 4-H, the check-in days are going to be February 29th, 2024 from 4 to 8. And then on Saturday, March 2nd from 10 to 4. If you guys have any questions about that or want to ask about what time to come, just check in with Keenan, I, or Barbie, and we'll be able to provide you with the information for that. So if you need to see the handbook for 4-H, you'll just click on download the student exhibit handbook. I already have it downloaded, so I won't download it again. And I'll show you how to look at the 4-H division rules. Today we're going to focus on online submissions. And if you guys have any questions, like I said, you can always email Keenan, myself, and Barbie, and we'll be able to assist you. So you'll click on online submissions. This is the easiest way to submit your exhibits because the tickets print out immediately after you submit it through the system. Whereas if you send the typed in log for your whole club to the fair, you'll have to wait for them to send you the tickets back to you. So the entry deadline is January 23rd, as stated. Group entries, they're not accepted online. So if you want to do the paper form like I'm telling you all, this is the email that you will send them to. They need to be filled in, typed on a computer, and then sent over to the fair. So as you can see, for H, it tells you to log in as a school. And then the club that tells you what the password is right here. Be sure to print out the entry tags and receipts to keep on file for your records, just in case you don't receive any compensation for the things that were submitted. You can kind of go back in your notes and make sure that everything is correct. And so make sure that tags are printed previous to you coming to the fair and that they're attached to each item securely so that they don't fall off. So I already have it open here. Well, let me go back. Sorry. You'll go to sign in on the top right corner, and then you'll choose what you're going to be doing. So most of you will be doing exhibitor. So once you come here, you're going to add your information, which I already did here. So my first and last name, and then I am a new exhibitor or have not yet to register this year. Okay, so you're going to continue. And then you would need to fill out this information. Let me pause share really quick. Okay, so now we're back to resuming share. I've filled in all of the information here. So my first and last name, my password, the address on which I'm my address, my phone number, email address, and then here is where you get to pick the 4-H club that you're in. So all of the 4-H clubs should be listed here. So you have 4-H by the yard, home of the butterflies, and then the rest are probably these are Girl Scouts. Um, yeah, the Oscar Thomas Foundation 4-H club. So you just look for your club name and you should be able to see it on this list. So I'm gonna go with 4-H by the Yard Sewing Club today. And I'm gonna put the grade level that I am in, which is 6. Today I'm a 6th grader. And then we'll press continue. Okay, so I'm confirming all of this information here. You want to make sure that the real name of your child is going to be here on the exhibits, because if they print the check and you have your child's nickname on this website here, when you go to cash it and that is not their name on their ID or any identification that you have for them, they won't allow you to cash the check. So you want to make sure you put the child's first and last name here. Then we'll press continue. And so they're asking you the departments. So we're doing student exhibits. Let me see how it looks for club series. Yes. So you can do club series or you can do student exhibits. No, for 4-H, you only can do club series. So they've changed it. So you only can do club series for department. And then the division you will choose is 4-H displays and activities. So here you have all of the categories that you can, all of the classes that you can submit to. So you have child development books, drafting, baked goods, ceramics, American heritage, sewing. When we go back to the rules, I'm going to go pull up the rules in 1 second, so you guys can see what this kind of means if it's confusing you a bit. Um, Give me 1 second. One second. Sorry, guys. Um, okay. Okay. Do you guys see the rules on the screen now?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So on the left here, and I'll make this smaller so we can kind of look at it side by side. So these are the classes on the left-hand side. Here on the 4-H handbook, you can see that the class numbers are there, and it tells you how many entries you can submit to the 4-H division for that specific category. So let's look at what 4-H means to me, which is 4223. 4-H, what it means to me. And we'll look at the rules here, and our rules start on page 35. And they've been sent out on 4-H Online, so you guys should have a copy of the handbook for 4-H. So like I said, we're going to do 4223, which is what 4-H means to me. So here's 4223, what 4-H means to me. So it says 7 entries per exhibitor, only 1 per each class. See notes below. So here are the rules for class 4223 on the right-hand side, what 4-H means to me. It says all entries must have the 4-H clover on the entry itself. If not, entry will be disqualified. So for this specific class, all of the items that are submitted need to have the 4-H emblem on them, and they have 7 different categories that you can choose from. So the first is entrepreneurship, the second is flower arrangements, the third is home decoration, the fourth is mobiles of artistic quality, so 3D with moving parts, um, original narratives, stationary designs, and drawings. So the rules for each of those categories are listed there. So you can choose from one of each of these to submit to the fair. So you have 7 entries that you can use for this specific category. So I'm going to show you how you do it. So 4223. And you can just put, I'm using Sherry as an example. I used it last year, must be, so I just put it there. So we're going to add entry to cart, right? So as you can see here on the left side of my cart, I have 1 item. But we're going to go to that same thing and we're going to add it again because we can do it 7 times. Sherry. Now, maybe I haven't done all of these. I haven't done all of these projects yet, but I'm anticipating on completing them before check-in day at the fair. So I'm going to put that I'm going to do 7 entries of 4223, and this is how I add them to my cart and make sure the tickets are printed out. And so I've added it 4 times so far, but I'm trying to get it to 7. So you have to keep doing it until you add all of the ones that you need for your entries. And if you don't think you're going to do all 7, then you don't have to. But it does give you the option to submit 7 entries for this specific category. Okay, now I already added my 7 and I can check over here on the left-hand side. So I'm going to move on to a different category. So let's see another one. So needlecraft. I can do 11 entries per exhibitor, only 1 per each class. Because needlecraft isn't a designated 4-H activity, we have to go to needlecraft to see what the classes are for needlecraft. So I'm just going to open it up in a new tab. So I'll download this whole student handbook so we can look at it. And a fast way to look up each category is just to do Control F. So I'll do it when it comes up. Control F. And then I'm going to put needle craft. So it tells me that it's on page 42. I'm just going to type 42 here. And here's needlecraft. So there is 9 divisions. No. There's 11 classes for needlecrafting. So you can do any of these 7 here and submit them into 4-H. So hand-sewn items, stitchery, knitting, canvas, hook, crochet, any of those. So since I can do 11 of those, I can go here, I've added 1, and I can add up to 11 for needle crafting. And you just go back in and you continue to do the same things. You want to make sure you read the rules for them so that you're certain that this is something that you're going to do. For all of the 4-H exhibits and classes, it tells you how many you can enter per exhibitor. So here, after it says the title, it'll say 1 entry per exhibitor. And like I said, for these that says 1 per each class, you just go to the actual handbook, the complete handbook, and just search whichever division you're looking for, and it'll tell you the rules for that specific item. And then I'm gonna talk about 4-H Day at the fair. Before I talk about 4-H Day at the fair, Keenan, do you want to mention anything about the baked goods?
No, I don't have anything to enter about the baked goods, except I would encourage you and anyone who's interested in submitting baked goods to consider healthy options. That's not designated within the rules, but definitely consider a healthier option for your baked goods, like zucchini bread.
Perfect. So for baked goods, which is 4208, they're only individual entries. These can't be grouped. You only can bring these on Saturday, March 2nd. So you only can bring these on Saturday, March 2nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So anything that is outside of that time frame will be disqualified. If you have any questions about the baked goods, you can always contact us and ask us prior to the date, but they can only be checked in on Saturday, March 2nd. So they're only individual entries. Entries are limited to 2 separate items from the following category: 1/4 loaf bread, 2 cookies, 1 slice of cake, 2 muffins, and/or 1 slice of pie. Variations of the same recipe are not acceptable as a second entry. So let's say, for instance, if you do banana bread, you can't do banana muffins because it's the same thing, but you're just changing the form of the way it's baked. So no duplicates of kind of like the same recipe or tweaks. Baked items must be sealed in a Ziploc bag and include a copy of the recipe. You also may use a toothpick to keep the bag from touching your decorated, iced, or baked goods. Check-in time is the same as a Saturday check-in for other exhibits. Due to short shelf life, we won't display your item, but if the recipe is on a nice card, we can display the card at the exhibit's displays. And then I'm going to talk about 4-H Day at the fair. So 4-H Day at the fair, the categories that we will host on that day is the talent show, which is 4234. Also class 4248, which is demonstrated or illustrated talks and public speaking. And then also the fashion revenue. So I want to put these on here. So I want to do a talk. So I'm going to add on here that I'm doing a talk in my cart. And then I also want to do a talent. So I'm going to add a talent in there as well. Okay, so as you can see, it's keeping track of here over in my cart of how many things I've submitted to the fair. So to pull back up the rules. So if you sign up for a demonstrated talk, talent, or fashion show, you need to make sure that you let us know by January 23rd, which is the entry fair deadline, so that we know how to plan our schedule for 4-H Day at the fair and we can get it to you in a timely manner. So the rules for demonstrated talks and illustrated talks, they're limited of 1 talk per exhibitor. Participants must submit their name, age, and speech to the 4-H date to the 4-H office by January 23rd. If there's any questions like you guys have or anything, you can always contact us and we can give you the information that you need. So the age groups are here and the times are here as well. So if you're 8 to 13 years old, you have 3 to 12 minutes to do the demonstrated talk. And if you are 14 to 18, you have 5 to 12 minutes to do the talk. If you are shy of any of these time frames, so if your talk is less than 3 or 5 minutes, you probably will more than likely get points deducted because you didn't reach the minimum time frame. For the demonstrated talks, you can also use a computer, a projector, or props, recipe demonstrations, or anything with visual aids that'll help you during your presentation. You can use index cards. We ask that if you can memorize the speech without doing that, that would be great as well. And if you need more details about the rubric for the talks or anything like that, you can contact the office and we can provide you with the information. If you place first place in the demonstrated talk, you can move on to district competition. And the district consists of Miami, Broward, and Palm Beach County.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
What if she wants to also sing?
So that would be talent.
talent, that
Mhm.
would be talent. Okay.
So that's the new class the next class that I'm gonna go over, which is 4234, the talent show and star search. So it's limited to 1 performance per exhibitor.
Okay.
Participants must submit their name, age, and types and the talent act that they're gonna be doing, just so that Keenan and I can pre-approve it before for a share at the fair. So it can be
Okay.
instrumental, vocal, dance, drama, skit songs, or any combination of the performances. Each act should last a minimum of 3 minutes. So like I said, if it's less than 3 minutes, points may be deducted. And if it's over 5 minutes, the time frame for the talent show is 3 to 5 minutes. And if the participant is using any kind of music or anything like that, having it to Keenan and I beforehand so we can pre-approve it, and then as well as have it ready for the DJ that day for each day at the fair.
I will email you what monologue she wants to do,
Mhm.
and I will also email you the song that she can sing.
Okay. Um, and then also the fashion revenue will take place. The premiums and awards for special awards, which are purple, you'll get 10. First place is 8, second is 6, and third place is 4. If you get in 4th place, there's just a yellow ribbon. There are no premiums attached to that one. So I am going to exit out of this. And then I'm going to go to my cart. So we're going to check out. So this is what is on my checkout list. So I'm going to do a talk on the day of 4-H at the fair. I mean, a talent and a talk. I'm going to do a needle crafting project. I'm going to do 7 of what 4-H means to me. There's no prices add on to it, so I can just go to checkout. And then if I agree to the above statement, I'll press yes. And then once you hit submit, I'm not going to do it because it will just add names to our tickets and we don't need that. And it'll print them out immediately after. As long as you have a printer or anything like that, or if you want to save it as a PDF and print them out later, you may do that as well. But this is how you would submit the entries to the fair. Does anybody have any questions? No extra questions? If you guys watch the video at a later date and you have any questions, you can email Keenan or I, and we'll be able to answer your questions about the fair. Or if you need to call us, you may do that as well. So guys, I
I
think
do have one
go
question.
ahead.
The the fashion show, what date is that?
It's going to be the same as for Share at the Fair, which is March 23rd.
Oh, it's going to be the same date. It won't be separate because last year was separate. Okay.
Last year was, no, we had it all together last year.
No, it was separate. Oh, well, there were two fashion shows because there was one on 4-H Day, and she also went in at a later date at night for the fashion show where schools were there and everything.
Yeah, so that one that division isn't under 4-H.
Okay.
That's under a different, division. So I'm going to stop recording.